Let's explore the User Meta module, the section where you can view, analyze, and manage all user meta entries stored in your WordPress database. Here, you'll find every user meta that exists, those created by WordPress itself, by your active plugins and themes, and sometimes leftover ones from uninstalled or inactive plugins. Each row displays the meta key, its value, size, user ID, and the belongs to column, which we'll discuss later. Next to each user meta value, you'll notice a small eye icon. Clicking it opens a viewer that lets you see the full content of that value. If the data is serialized or encoded, you can switch between the original and formatted view to make it easier to read. This is especially useful for inspecting complex arrays or JSON data stored inside user meta entries. You can sort the list by any column, for example by meta key or size, to quickly locate large entries or specific data you want to analyze. At the top, you'll see an orange Preset Filters area. This section highlights important information right away, such as when unused user meta are detected, when duplicated user meta exist, when large user meta are found, or when some user meta haven't been scanned yet. Each message includes a filter link. Clicking it instantly displays the corresponding user meta entries. For example, clicking the Unused User Meta Detected message will list all user meta linked to users that no longer exist. Since their associated users have been deleted, these entries are 100% unused and can be safely removed from your database. If you click the Duplicated User Meta Detected message, the plugin will show only user meta entries that are exact duplicates, meaning they have the same user ID, the same meta key, and the same meta value as another entry. The original entries are automatically excluded from this view, so you can safely delete the duplicates knowing the valid originals will remain intact. This makes it very easy to clean up redundant or outdated user meta in just a few clicks. This preset area works the same way across several modules and helps you immediately identify what deserves attention. Just below, you'll find the Filters bar, which lets you refine your list using several criteria. You can search by keyword and choose where to search, in the meta key, the value, or both. You can also filter by size, by unused status, or by duplicated state. Once you've applied filters, you can hide this bar to free up space. And if you want to return to the full list, click Reset Filters to show all user meta again. Below the filters, you'll find the categorization filters, which group user meta into quick access categories: all user meta, orphans, plugins meta, themes meta, WordPress meta, unknown, and not scanned. You'll notice a new category here called unknown, which also appeared earlier in the post-meta module. We'll explain its purpose a bit later in this video. Now, let's move to the belongs to column, a key part of this module. Right after installing the plugin, this column will only display data for WordPress core meta and for Advanced Database Cleaner itself. To detect which plugin or theme created the other user meta entries, you'll need to perform a scan. Click Start a Scan for user meta. You can choose between two scan modes: Local Scan, which uses an advanced algorithm to detect ownership based on your current environment, or Full Scan, which also includes a remote step that connects to our central server and compares your user meta against a large, constantly updated database of known plugins and themes. The remote scan is more accurate, but may take a little bit longer, especially if your site contains many meta entries or add-ons. Once the scan completes, the Belongs To column will be updated with all detected relationships. You can then use the categorization filters to view which user meta belong to plugins, themes, WordPress core, or which ones are marked as orphans or unknown. The unknown category represents meta keys that are commonly used across different add-ons and whose origin can't be clearly identified. It's simply there to help you stay cautious before deleting widely shared data. Next to each belongs to entry, you'll find a small More Info icon. Clicking it opens a detailed modal with extra information about that meta key, showing which plugins or themes use it and their status, whether they are active, inactive, or not installed. This data is usually provided by our central server, which analyzes a large database of WordPress add-ons. However, in some cases, it can also be detected locally. For example, if the plugin or theme was still installed before the scan. That means you can even find connections with add-ons you've already uninstalled. If a meta is marked as orphan, but the modal shows it's linked to a plugin you previously used, you can confidently confirm that that plugin created that meta entry. This helps you make safer and more informed cleanup decisions. Now, let's move on to the Bulk Actions menu located above the list. These actions apply only to the user meta that you've selected using the checkboxes on the left. Let's go through them one by one. The Scan action rescans only the selected user meta to update their belongs to data. It's faster than rescanning the entire database. Next, the Edit Scan Result action lets you manually assign ownership to one or more meta entries. When you click it, a window appears where you can set the selected meta as belonging to a plugin, a theme, WordPress, or mark them as orphans. If you choose Don't Assign to any category, those meta will return to their original Not Scanned Yet status. You can also send your manually corrected user meta anonymously to our server to help improve the accuracy of our detection database. You can always show your manually corrected user meta by clicking this plus button and enabling Show Manual Corrections Only. When enabled, this displays only the user meta you've manually corrected using the Edit Belongs To action. It's very useful when reviewing your manual changes later. Finally, the Delete action permanently removes the selected user meta from your database. Use this carefully and only after confirming they're safe to delete, especially if they are not marked as unused or duplicated. And before we finish, remember, always make a full database backup before performing any critical operation, such as deleting user meta entries. Even though the plugin handles operations safely, having a backup ensures you can restore your data if needed.